I don't know why it's doing that, but whatever. I am BK, bkbangas.com. Welcome to another video. In this video, I'm basically showing you guys how to time stretch using the MPC standalone. I'm not going to show it on the software. I've been brought to task by two of my homies, MG the Future and CMP over at Craftmaster Productions and MGTF.com. Yeah, a lot of people are not understanding that the MPC actually has several ways of time stretching audio. So in this video, I'm just going to show you guys how to do it. Like I do it in all my videos, but I guess, you know, some people don't really see it or pay attention like that. So I'm gonna show how to do it real quick. I have my my iPhone to get close up on the screen right here, and hopefully this recording goes well and I don't have to do it more than one time. So we could get the best deal. So I gotta hold the iPhone because I don't have another tripod to hold the phone. And that's with that stuff right now. I'm gonna just try my best to get it as accurate as I can. So I'm gonna get ahead and I'm gonna choose an audio. So I'm not positive if you guys can even hear the audio because of the software that I'm using to actually do this. So a lot of the times I'll be saying to y'all on live streams that the MPC calculates it at different BPMs all the time. And as you can see up here, sample, it says CMP Church 130, right? And the MPC is reading it, calculating it at 120.38 BPMs. So what you want to do is, I always put this on beats rather than samples. You can put it on time, samples, or beats. I always put it on beats, and then it tells you the bars, right? And if you widen it, you know, you have the beat. So it would be 5-1, 5-2, 5-3, 5-4, and 6-1, right? I mean, you would start from 1-1-2, 1-3, 1-4, right? But that's just where I was at. So what you want to do, you want to play it on a loop. This pad right here always is the loop pad. Whenever you're playing it, it'll play on a loop. So that loop. So what you want to do is, as it loop, you want to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what I'm saying? You want to count, and then once you count how many beats, not bars, but beats, right? Then you do the next step. So I'm gonna play it again, and I'm gonna count it with you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 1. Right? So we know that's 16 beats. So here, when you press, hold on, when you press from BPM, you have to calculate it. If I was to press detect, it's going to detect it at the 120.38, right? We know that's not it because CMP so kindly gave us 130, and I believe CMP over the MPC, right? So, or a Kai. So you hit from BPM, it automatically comes up with 8 beats. We know that's not 8 beats, so you want to open that up. It's 8. You can press ×2, or you can type in 16. I'll press ×2. That becomes 16, and now it's saying it's 65, right? So that's cool because we know that 65 times 2 is 130, right? So we know that that's accurate. So you could do one or two things. It's 65, you can put it to sequence or you can match. What I usually do, depending if I have my sequence already set, BPM, I will match it to my sequence. And then you got to be careful with that because it'll pitch the audio, right? Because if you when you pitch an audio, it either speeds it up or slows it down. So I would generally already have my BPM set, but if I'm starting from scratch, like now, I would leave it the way it is. So it's 65, and then you can chop it however you're gonna chop it. You could chop it by BPM, regions, or threshold or manual. So we have that. So you could go ahead, you could hit convert, and then you can do pad parameters. And again, the reason why we want to do pad parameters is that whenever you make an adjustment to a single pad, it happens to the pad, opposed to having it on non-destructive slice. Then whatever you do to one pad, it happens to all of them, right? So pad parameters do it within the pad itself. And we hit do it. Now we got that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to clear all. So now it's back to normal, right? The other way, because remember I said there are 3 ways of doing this. The other way you want to do it, so say this is 130, right? We're going to change this to 130, right? Go back to sample edit. Now, this is 65, right? But it's double time. So you hit process. Once you hit process, you go to, I'm looking through the phone, but it's right here, time stretch. Now, the tricky thing with using this time stretch mechanism is that, one, whenever you always keep in mind, once you time stretch it one time, if you don't like what it sounds like, hit undo before you go back to time stretch it again. Keep that in mind, okay? Always undo the time stretch before you attempt to time stretch it again, because every time you time stretch it, it is only time stretching what's actually there, and it's permanent on the audio. So we know that it's 16 beats. You have to know how many beats are there. That's why you want to calculate or count the beats, count the bars, and know that there are 4 beats in each bar. One bar equals 4 beats. Okay, 16 beats equals 8 bars. All right. Now, where it says new tempo, you change it from the tempo that it's there to 130. Before I do that, cancel. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that, right? So we have a difference. And I'm going to do it to the copy. So process, time stretch, and then, so now it'll go from 65 times 2 is 130. So we're stretching it to 130. Pressing do it will change the length of the sample. So now we're going to hit do it. It'll time stretch. So as you can see, it changed it from 8 bars to 4 bars, right? See, that's the original, and it's 8 bars. And now the copy is 4 bars. Now, if you hear that, it sounds fast. I'm not positive if you guys are able to hear it yet until I edit the video, but it's sped up. So you can, I wouldn't necessarily do this right here, but so I'm going to divide it, and I'm going to hit do it. So now oh my God. So where was I? I don't even know what I did just now. Hold on. So all right. So once you got that in your once you got that inside your once you got the calculations done, you can then assign samples. I generally don't chop this way, so I'm not even gonna do it this way because I don't. That's not how I chop samples. But you can do it that way. All right, and I'm gonna convert it, pad parameters, gonna clear all again. I'm gonna go to this one and I'm gonna chop it the same way. All right, I'm gonna convert it. Now, that's gonna be that one. That's gonna be that one. That's gonna be that one. Now, go back here. Go back here. All right, so mute that. I'm gonna go to track 2. Go back to track 1, unmute it. Mute it, go back to track 2, unmute it. So that one's pretty much the same. I'm gonna go to track 3. You see the difference? So that's pretty much double time and half time. So I'll put on this one 2 times, right? All right, so I did tell y'all that there was a third way that I use. I technically sometimes use, and I'm gonna use this one for the example. Hold up, mute that, unmute that. So if I was to put this on 65%, so you could use that as well, right? But remember earlier I said that if you pitch the sample, it either speeds it up or it slows it down. So this, you definitely need to know what the the calculation of your BP, your how many beats you have, right? So if I was to go up one octave, it doesn't sound too bad, right? But say I go up to like 12. It still don't sound too crazy because we already time stretched the loop, right? Let me do another one. I'm going to do another one. I'm going to add in another one. Alright, so I'm going to use... So I'm going to use that one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to... So see, it's calculating it at 84.25, and we know that's all the way off. So you want to calculate it. I know that it's 16. I don't even have to run it. I know that's what it is. It becomes 65. I close it. Now, remember earlier I said you can send it to sequence or you can match it. So I'm going to match it. And now it tuned it down 12 or up 12. We don't want that. We don't want that to happen, right? So what we do now is I'm going to chop it as normal. Convert it to pad parameters. And then I'm going to go to, I'm going to mute this. I'm going to go to an unused track and I'm going to go to that. So now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to record this. Change the pitch, right? I go to program edit. You want to set it to all. And then you want to pitch it, right? All right, so you hear that little skip that's in between the pads? We don't want that, right? So what Akai wants us to use is the warp. So this would be a fourth way. I'm still on the third way, but I'm skipping to show you guys the fourth way because this would be everyone's number one way of doing it because we see warp here. So I'm gonna get in them, hit warp. Now it automatically comes up with the BPM on 120. If you did not calculate the beats, then you don't know what this is, and it'll automatically always come up like this. So what people are running into, CMP, MG, anyone, when you open up the MPC for the first time and you hit warp and you're not familiar with all the functions, when you open it, and that happens, you're like, yo, what happened? I'm gonna play it for you. And you want to make sure BPM sync is on, and I'm gonna take off the warp. If you notice, it automatically stretches the audio, right? And you want to make sure that all is selected, right? So I'm gonna play it. Now I'm gonna warp it. Now you hear that little skip that it's doing. We don't want that. So we know that the BPM is 130, right? So we're gonna put in 130, right? So now it should be straight. Now it should be straight. So say I didn't know that that was the BPM, and I left it at that, and then I went to pitch it using the semi pitch tool. Now that sounds awful. So now I'm going to put it back to 130. So that fixes it in a way. Once you have the BPM in here, it fixes it, right? Because it snaps the audio back together, if that makes any sense. So that's the fourth way. Let's go back to the third way. So the third way now is we're not warping it, right? We're not warping it. We're pitching it. So what you want to do is you want to Google music calculator, tool, and they got a couple of them that pops up. I've messed with a few of them. See if this is the one. Input, convert BPM, beats. So they have a few of them that you could use, right? This isn't the one that I want. This one right here, you could use this one. And right here where it says transposed by semitones, we know that the BPM is 130. And right here, when you move it up by semitones, it tells you what the BPM becomes, right? And it also tells you the note and the octave that it is, right? Which is kind of weird. But it's very weird because C sharp, D flat. If you see right there, and CMP has it on C sharp, and right here it's C sharp. I usually never pay attention to that, but that's kind of weird. And as you go up if you move up the semitones, you're moving from C sharp to one semitone becomes D, and then two semitones becomes D sharp, and then three semitones becomes E, right? So, but it also tells you the percentage that you changed it, and it tells you the actual BPM that you changed it. So again, I'm gonna press play. And I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna change it to 154.59. Right? Do it. And now opposed to right? So that's pretty much it, man. So if I half it, if I half time it, half the speed events, that half speed event stuff doesn't really work as best. So that's pretty much it, man. Music calculator is the secret. You got to know what the actual calculations are, right? And before using the calculator, I showed you guys all of those. I showed you basically calculating it. Inside of the MPC, we have the calculator. Let me clear that. Go back here. So we have the calculator that's here already built in the MPC, but for whatever reason, the it's off sometimes. So that's the best way to work around it. But that's pretty much it. CMP MG, the future, put me to task and said, "Yo, if you show it, we'll check it out." So I get the question often enough, and I'll be showing it inside of my videos, but I haven't done a video centered around it in a while. I did one a long time ago. I believe I did one on the MPC Renaissance, and I did one on the live when I first got it. But yeah, that's the 3 best ways to do time stretch. And I gave you guys a bonus with the music calculator, which is really my third because I don't use the warp as much. So the warp would be everyone's third, but my third would be the music calculator. But for you guys, that was a bonus. All right. Some of you might already know about it. Some of you might not know about it, but that's pretty much it. Do remember that music is life. It is our DNA. Keep banging. Peace, love, light. Till next time. If there's any questions or concerns, please post it up in the comment section and I'll be able to get back to you at my most earliest convenience. If you are not subscribed, please do subscribe and hit the notification bell so you become at liberty to be notified anytime I upload any new content on the platform, so you become at liberty to be notified. All right, love and light till next time. CMP, MG, I hope y'all enjoyed this one and I hope y'all found usage to it. Peace.